So I know you clicked on this video like, be for real, cozy lifestyle and cozy content changed your life. You're dragging it. But no. I am for real. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why in this video. Okay, I'm just gonna hop right into it. And the best way to get started on this video is to introduce myself. Also, bear with me, I'm getting back used to talking to the camera. I haven't done sit down talking videos in so long. I do them on my other channel, like my lifestyle channel, but this is like my cozy gaming channel. Anyways, my name is Brittany Boyd, also known as B. A lot of people call me B online. I am a content creator, a cosplayer, and an entrepreneur that's on hiatus right now. We're gonna talk all about it. So yes, cozy content changed my life. For me, I've always been about the grind, the hustle culture, constantly chasing success, constantly chasing validation. And it really resulted in me putting success and whatever I need to do at the forefront of my life for years and years and years. And just so you guys have a reference point, I am 31 and I'm just now learning a lot of these things about myself and wish I would have learned it sooner. But it's still okay. We're still young and we still have time to live our life, okay? So yeah, fully immersed in the hustle culture, all about the grind, until I wasn't, because it quite literally wore me down, like wore me down. I was feeling like I was 56 years old at 20 something, and I knew at that point it was time to change some things up. From a career aspect, my background is in marketing. I have 2 bachelor's degrees, one in marketing, one in industrial distribution. A lot of my focus recently has been in marketing. I've worked for large corporations like Amazon, and I've also started my own business, and I've also done them both at the same time. In 2018, I launched Unique Style Code, which is my first business. It started off as an accessory brand, but it quickly transformed into an anime-inspired apparel company because of my love for anime. My dog was scratching at the door. Back in 2018, like right now, anime-inspired businesses are like a trendy thing, but back then it wasn't very many. There's probably about 2 or 3 that I could think of that actually existed back then. So for me, it was like an innovative, cool thing, and I loved anime so much, and it just made so much sense. That quickly became my baby, right? Some of my most popular items were the satin line anime-inspired hoodies and then the anime-inspired onesies, which I was doing things that I hadn't seen anybody else do. A lot of people were just taking the Google images and putting them on shirts and printing them. I was paying artists to make my art for me, and I was taking like more subtle things and making them in my designs versus just like a big old scene from the anime, if that makes sense. So that was my baby. It went great. I put a lot of time and energy into it, but I was also at some point still working a job, and then I quit for a little bit, but it just all was just a lot going on. But yeah, for a while things were going great, and then my days slowly started to get longer and longer and longer. And then we got to the point to where we're at 12 to 14 hour days because I'm fulfilling orders, I am packing orders, I am printing the things out, I am working with the designers to make the new designs, working with the manufacturers who are most times in different countries and different time zones, staying up to like 1, 2 a.m. My days were becoming extremely long. It was extremely fulfilling because I loved what I was doing, but I was only one person and I didn't really have the budget to expand the team to be a big team, and I didn't really have backing or funding or anybody helping me with it either. So it quickly became like burnout central. I was pouring everything into my passion, but at the same time, time is such an important thing. Like, it's irreplaceable, and I feel like I was losing time with my family, time that I could be spending with friends, time that I could be spending taking care of myself, nurturing myself, resting. And I feel like that's some of the things that we don't really talk about when we're in this hustle culture, when we're in this I gotta do what I gotta do, when we gotta work like 12, 15, 16 hours a day to make our dreams come true. It takes a toll on your body. It doesn't really matter how young you are, but the older you get, I feel like the more you feel it, the quicker you feel it, I'll say. So yeah, I was losing the time to spend with friends and family, and the time to just the ability to genuinely rest, because I was working for myself at some point. I like stopped working at Amazon and I was just working for myself for a little bit. It was just like a 24/7 thing, and I wasn't good with setting boundaries and making sure that I had like boundaries in place so I wouldn't overdo it. So guess what? I overdid it. So fast forward a year or 2, I started experiencing intense muscle tension, headaches. I suffer from anxiety and depression. My anxiety was up through the roof. I was having a hard time relaxing. I still kind of struggle with that sometimes. And then I started having this intense sternum pain to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, like I can quite literally feel the stress in my body. It's tensing up. And even when I stretch, it's not doing anything. I was going to the doctors, went to the specialist. They diagnosed me with something, but they didn't really know what to do with it. They just gave me pain medications, but pain medication is just like a band-aid. If you continually feeling that way, They blamed it on, like, they said it was an inflammation thing in the body, but personally I just feel like it was stress and the fact that I quite literally never took time to rest. But it really stressed me out because it was in my chest, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, none of this is worth my health, my life. And looking back on it, it ain't worth all the extra time and energy that I took away from other parts of my life to place into my business. So at this point in the story, and we're like we're minimizing this and shortening it a lot. There's a lot, but I don't want this video to be so long. So at this point in the story, I'm like realizing something has to change. Something is seriously wrong and things have to change. I also saw my business start to slow down because it became a more trendy thing, and we went from like 5 anime businesses to like 25. Like every week somebody was like starting one. Given like I was still doing well, but the amount that I had to pour into it to do well was just not sustainable for me. With my full-time doing that and my full-time job for a while, and then also trying to create content for the brand, create my own like content for cosplay, my own content for my business, my personal page, I completely hit burnout. And the burnout mixed with the depression was like, girl, what we gonna do? I was at the point where I didn't enjoy things. The things that I did used to like, I didn't enjoy anymore. Any of those things, I was not happy, excited to do. At the same time that I was completely burned out from everything else, the breakup happened as well. And it was just too much for me. I needed to find a way to rest, heal, and most importantly, enjoy life again, because I wasn't enjoying life. So yeah, at this point, I felt disconnected from those around me. I didn't feel driven to like go up the corporate ladder or do all this extraordinary things to like push my business or to just grow. I just didn't feel connected. The people that I was surrounded by were very much still invested in those things, and I just feel like I was not. I had no interest in it anymore, and I didn't know what to do. It was like an identity switch in the middle of like a nervous breakdown. I don't know what it was, but I was like, oof, we got to figure this out. I didn't like cosplay anymore. I didn't like making content. I didn't want to game. Like it was depression, but it was also the fact that I was so invested in the grind and the culture that I never really gave myself time to be like, what do I like to do? What do I want to do? It was always what I need to do and what we doing to make this money. Going back, I know we just kind of went off into like a tangent, but going back to the cozy content, one thing about cozy content that I love and that helped me was before I even started like doing more cozy content, I had to take time to step back and be like, what do I like? What do I enjoy? It took me a while because a lot of the things that I liked like 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't like anymore. I was like, whoa, like I used to love doing makeup. I just was not feeling the makeup. If you look at my cosplay page, I have a whole bunch of different like face paint and like different makeup looks. I haven't done a makeup look like that in so forever because I just didn't like it anymore. Even though I was good at it, I'm just like, what is happening? So I had to step back and I had to take time to find the things that I genuinely enjoy. And this involved me taking downtime, which in the mindset that I was in at the time, downtime was a waste. Like I should be productive all the time. The productive all the time mindset was what I had. It involved me being uncomfortable for a long time because I'm just like, whoa, I'm like wasting so much time trying to do this. Because at the time I felt like downtime or brain off activities or like hobbies and stuff was a waste of time because it didn't bring money in. And that's deeply rooted in other issues like growing up poor and things like that. But just trying to unlearn those things and just grow as a person. Eventually I shifted from a productive all the time mindset to like a slower, more intentional moment type mindset. It took a while. It took 6 to 12 months. But yeah, and that's when I discovered cozy content and cozy lifestyle and like cozy gaming and things like that. And I was like, wow. Actually, the first cozy game I discovered was Animal Crossing. And at the time, I saw one of my friends playing Animal Crossing and I was like, what is this? What is this? I want to play it. It's so wholesome and fun and it's not like too, you know, uptight or whatever, because I actually do like first person shooter games and things like that, but I feel like I needed a balance of something that I could just play and just chill and vibe and just unwind, because I was so uptight and so busy and stuff like that all the time. I feel like I just needed another end of the spectrum to like bring into my life, if that makes sense. So yeah, watching creators embrace this cozy soft life, if we still call it soft life, was so inspiring to me, because I'm like, you know what? It is beauty and it is joy in the small things, like drinking a tea, brewing a cup of tea, finding something that you genuinely enjoy and spending time doing that. We spend a lot of our days, if you have a regular 9 to 5 or whatever, you spend 8 hours of your day doing things for other people, and probably more than that because you have to commute and things like that. So it's okay to take an hour, 2 hours to just unwind and focus on you and refresh yourself and just get ready for like the next day or whatever, or the next week. And that was something I was missing before I started embracing this type of content. And my favorite thing about cozy content and this type of content, it helped me to embrace life, walk more in gratitude, and just embrace simplicity, because there's beauty in the simple things. We don't have to have these grand gestures, big parties, expensive designer things to find joy. And I feel like in society today it's so far on like the glamorizing, the massive friend groups, the big like houses, the possessions and things like that. So it's so refreshing to experience the simple moments. Like in a way, it kind of made me feel like I'm like off on a farm taking care of farm animals or something, which I mean a lot of the games are farming sims, but it's just a good breath of fresh air for me, and it's something that I didn't allow myself to have before. So from here I started to be like, okay, like I kind of like the cozy things, Animal Crossing, farming sims, like Fortnite Lego. I like that. That was pretty good. I never played Minecraft, but I know they're similar to like the Lego. They're similar to each other. Those type of games, I started like enjoying the brain off games, because what I would do is before bed, I would dedicate like an hour or two, no scrolling, off my phone, resting, and like playing Animal Crossing. And I realized when I started doing that, I started to get better sleep, and I started to be able to clear my mind more before bed, because I used to work up to a certain time and then go to bed, and then my brain would still be like all night, and the rest I was getting was not good. I also started like soaking more Epsom salt baths to just like release the tension and get the magnesium into my body. And recently I have been obsessed with herbal teas. I'm a tea girly, true and true. My tea collection has grown so much, and I've been studying like herbalism or herbal medicine, things that can help you with the body, because I suffer from anxiety and depression and teach syndrome, which is what they call the sternum issue that was with inflammation, and also polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a hormonal imbalance. I am constantly looking for ways to like help with my wellness, and like studying herbalism and the herbal teas and things like that have truly helped. To the point where I don't really take medicine. Well, sometimes when I have pain, I take medicine, but a lot of it is like vitamins and like just drinking herbs and things like that. And it also has helped me heal too. But I wouldn't have been able to embrace those things if I didn't take a step back and just be like, okay, what do I like? And embrace the cozy lifestyle. So that's kind of how I'm like tying it all back together. And I know on social media we assign everything to an aesthetic, so it's like, oh, okay, cozy lifestyle is an aesthetic, but for me it's more than an aesthetic. It's like what we call it, a lifestyle. It's accountability for myself to be like, did you have those moments, those human moments for yourself? You're uptight, you're like stressed out, maybe you should take some time to do those things you enjoy and recharge. We have to recharge and give our bodies rest. I also feel like it's an excellent space for us to bond and heal together. We all have different things we need to heal from, but I feel like something about finding those things that bring you comfort and peace is so healing. Even if it's a slow heal, I feel like it's definitely healing for us all. And I love that. It feels productive. It feels way more productive than the things that I were doing before. Now, my old hobbies, I'm slowly, now that I've finally giving myself more time to heal and things like that, I'm slowly but surely starting back to watch anime. I'm getting back into cosplay, and look at me, I'm on YouTube creating content, like, and I actually have 2 pages, and I've been more consistent on here. So it did come all back full circle, but it took me taking those deep breaths and stepping back and just embracing the soft life and the cozy life and finding those things that made me happy for me to get to this point. So I know, I get it. Calling cozy content or cozy lifestyle life-changing seems like a drag, but for me it truly was. For someone that has been constantly overworking for 10 plus years, never giving myself grace, never giving myself human moments, for me to find and identify with the cozy community and find things that I really like and feel myself unwinding, taking deep breaths and slowly healing because I embrace the cozy lifestyle and finding those things that bring me joy, it is life-changing for me. Those sternum pains I don't have as much unless I find myself getting really stressed out. And I've been able to manage that better by unwinding, by cutting my scrolling time on social media and spending more of that time I spent on social media or up late at night talking to vendors or doing whatever to, pour back into myself. I was pouring a lot into other people, but I wasn't pouring into myself, and that's what my cozy content and cozy lifestyle allows me to do. And I love that for me. I wanted to share that with y'all just in case somebody else had something similar going on. And one thing about me and my platforms, I'm all about sharing my journey and helping everybody else. So that's really what it's all about on here. That's really why we on the internet. I feel like it's also a great reminder that we're doing our best and finding peace in that, even no matter what season of life that you're in. Because I am going, honestly, when all this stuff happened, I had some terrible like parts of life. I had a breakup. My mom is really sick, or we're gonna speak healing over her life, but she was diagnosed with something pretty serious. I started having health issues, PCOS, with it's just so much stuff. You have to like find those things to be grateful about, find those things to focus on, and just be present in the moment while we have these moments, because we can't get the time back that we spent worrying or like overworking or like not giving our brain time to shut off and things like that. So that's why cozy content is important to me, and that's how it changed my life. Now I feel like I can circle back around and go back to the business and go back to those like goals and things like that, because I'm in a better place mentally and physically, and I have those boundaries set that I didn't have before. But anyways, I've been yapping. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. How are you unwinding? Can you relate to any parts of this video? I would love to have conversation down below. Like, the biggest part of this whole page is just me finding community and connecting with people, and just like finding my people and people who can relate to me. And I'm a little nervous to share this because I don't know how I'll be like accepted, but I'm so excited to start the journey. So if you like the vibes, hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe if you want to join the cozy corner over here, and feel free to join the conversation down in the comments. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one.